All right, welcome everybody to Miata Fitment. Before we get too far into it, let's meet the team. I'm Anthony. I'm a computer science senior here at WSU and a software engineering intern down the street at SCL. Before doing software engineering, I worked at the big names in social media space, and I like working on cars. Antonio is a business management student here at WSU. He's also the battalion commander of WSU AROTC. He spent his summers working as a mechanic. Before Miata Fitment, we were actually high school coworkers, and now we've been college roommates for the last 4 years. We work super well together, and we're excited to be working on this project. As far as advisors go, April Needham, she's a former WSU SP3 and W director. She now runs Bloom Collective or Bloom Consulting, up in Spokane. She provides startup expertise and investor connections, and she pushed us to help enter the BPC. She is the glue that holds this team together. A lot of our weak points are addressed by her. Jared is another great advisor. He took second place in last year's BPC with PixGenie. He helped take an idea of just, hey, I want to sell wheels online and turned our concept into a polished plan. Chris is a founder of Speedy EFI in Spokane. Which is a niche Miata business, which he scaled, and his advice for sustainability and growth has been so valuable.
All right, so our problem statement. When Miata owners want to modify their cars, the number one question is, will these wheels fit? This may sound simple, but in reality, it's far from it. Choosing the right wheel, tire, suspension setup involves complex math, offset, camber, clearance, tire stretch, all of which can vary depending on the desired wheel setup. A single miscalculation can cost hundreds, even thousands of dollars in wasted parts, returns, or damages. And despite such a large community, buyers are forced to guesswork using photo galleries, online form opinions, or low-res seller pics, and have to try to piece together their setups. There are no tools that exist which gives these enthusiasts a real-time, visual, and reliable way to confirm fitment before buying. So our solution to the problem is Miata Fitment. We built a 3D fitment visualizer designed specifically for Mazda Miata owners. Users input their wheel, tire, and suspension specs and get an instant, real-time preview of how it will fit before they ever spend a single dollar. In our website, they can rotate the car, zoom in from any angle, and experiment with different setups until they find their perfect fit. This eliminates the guesswork, math, and any wasted spending. And we don't stop there. Our platform connects directly to a marketplace of wheels, tires, and suspension parts, including hard-to-find JDM, which is Japanese domestic market, wheels sourced from Japanese auction sites. We also offer wheel refurbishing services. For our premium users, features like suspension physics and car model customization will be available under a premium subscription. And in the long term, our visualizer can also be licensed out as a business-to-business tool, perfect for other vendors and shops. Ultimately, the Miata Fitment ecosystem turns uncertainty into confidence and browsers into buyers. So here's a quick look of how Miata Fitment works. If you orientate yourself to the bottom GIF, here you can see the process of a user entering the desired specs. In the end, it is revealed that their setup is not possible, saving them the costly mistake of trial and error without our software. So what exactly can users do? Users select their Miata generation. From there, they input detailed specs, wheel width, diameter, offset, tire size, camber angle, and suspension setup. Our tool renders a setup live on a 3D model of the car. The user can then view it from any angle, rotating the car, zooming in, and checking for clearance or rubbing issues. This means users can instantly see what works and what doesn't. They can compare builds side by side, explore fitment options, and only commit when they're ready. The goal here is simple: eliminate misfitment, build buyer confidence, and create a seamless purchasing experience. Our market opportunity. The Miata is more than just a car, it's a community. With over 1.2 million sold since 1989, it's one of the best-selling and most customized sports cars in the world. In fact, Miata sales are up 20% since 2010, and Spec Miata is now the fastest growing racing class in the US. Our survey showed that nearly 86% of Miata owners have modified their car, and when they do, the first mod is usually wheels or suspension. This is an easy upgrade which instantly improves the car's cosmetic and performance appeal. At the same time, the global car modification market is valued at over $56 billion and expected to grow to nearly $77 billion in the next 7 years. The Miata scene is a passionate and fragmented niche, which makes it highly targetable and highly scalable. Better yet, we've already proven the demand. In just a few months, we've reached over 1,400 users across 47 countries, and 13% of them are returning users. We're building a platform where Miata owners can go from inspiration to execution, and the data shows they're ready for it. And that's just a start. As we cement our place in the Miata community, we continue to expand our services to the most demanded vehicle platforms.
All right. So what sets Miata Fitment apart and what's our competitive strategy? First things first, our 3D Fitment Visualizer allows customers to spin, zoom, and swap wheels on their lifelike Miata, which is far beyond the flat photos our rivals offer, as we've been discussing. Competitors often list wrong specs, limited angles, or just wheel pictures, like Les Schwab, for example, was brought up in our executive summary. They're the bottom right. So that's what you get with Les Schwab. Where our tool allows you to input exact specs and get full car views, leading to an instant buying confidence. You wouldn't buy a car without test driving it, and unfortunately, we can't let you test drive our wheels, but our Fitment Visualizer is the next best thing, and we're the first to do it. The first, we overcome that sales objection of will these wheels fit. So we also outsource our wheels, by taming the highly fragmented used wheel market by importing sought after sets from Japan and acquiring local wheels from local sellers. And we also put it in one centralized place. Our competition also doesn't rebuild or refinish used wheels either. So like, what if your exact spec isn't available? Well, we can help with that. It also makes buying old wheels in wacky sizes, which might not be Miata friendly, easy by allowing people to determine if it would fit their Miata. And as traffic climbs, we'll add authorized new wheels from big brands, locking in supply and margin. We also have licensable tech. Our 3D viewer can be embedded in other wheel shops, even furniture, interior design, anything that could have a 3D model, we can help embed for a B2B fee. We are already planning on getting a utility path patent on our Fitment Visualizer, but our moat goes beyond paper, right? We have a continuous feature pipeline, so we're going to ship 2 new car platforms a year to stay ahead. We have the community locked in. We're going to have a gallery where people can upload pictures of their cars, and if the pictures are good, they will get a sticker in return, which helps promote SEO, backlinks, and so when you type, I guess we'll get into that later. Okay, and speed brand, we're also like growing rapidly, right? It's going viral. So the Miata Fitment is like the Kleenex of the niche. Even if someone clones the tech, they can't take the name. All right, go to market. So our plan is to leverage my track record to ship content on platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, Forum Threads, Reddit, everywhere we can get our name at. We also, as I was saying, we own the domain miatafitment.com. So we plan on launching a user photo gallery, which rewards uploads with branded stickers, which boosts our backlinks and search rank. So for example, if you were to type in your wheel specs like 15x8 plus 0 and a Miata, it now points to us, which is very powerful. We also have a huge total addressable market in just forums alone. For example, r/Miata on Reddit has over 200,000 subscribers, right? And we have a Reddit post that already drove 1,400 users to the website with 0 ad spend. Also, one of the big things we have to think about in the future is our advisor, Chris, was like, well, what do you do when you sell to every Miata? That's an issue he's having in his business. So our code base is plug and play, which allows us to branch out to different platforms, such as the Subaru BRZ, the Nissan 240SX, or the Nissan 350Z. Relatively easy. We plan on doing 2 a year. This gives us a market chokehold. Once our viral content funnels viewers into users who end up converting into buyers, we'll already be too far ahead for the competition to do anything. Our rivals must either license our B2B or they'll fall behind. And the best part about this is once one company licenses our B2B, other companies will have to license their B2B or they'll fall behind. It just raises the bar that much. And either way, we're making money. All right, this is my favorite slide. So traction. So since August, we've had 1,400 unique users with virtually 0 marketing. We have a 13% return rate, which is good because studies show that 67%, our returning users are 67% more likely to spend money than first-time users. We also have traffic from 47 different countries, which hedges against the US tariff risk because just under half of our user base is outside the US. So our advertising and marketing plan is planning on growing that number. So even if the United States just like falls off the face of the earth, we could still have customers and we're still making money. Community feedback has been really good. Some people are commenting stuff like, if you make this complete, the community is going to love you. 89% of users would recommend Miata Fitment to a friend, and only 16% of users said that they would spend $0 with Miata Fitment.
That's
We
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Cool. We target 50,000 users in year one using the tactics we mentioned above. We plan to grow it at 20% a year, which we think is very doable due to this potential of social media. And we think our numbers are even a little bit low. I want to take a second and plug our merit prizes here. So we believe we have best tech venture because we have a really cool website that solves a real world problem and takes hard math and like trigonometry and makes it easy and accessible for everybody. And it runs flawlessly, and it's browser based too, so you don't need to install anything on your computer. We also think we have the best social impact too. We are really making a difference in the car community, which we mentioned earlier is huge. On the left is the local car scene out in Pullman, and it really brings the people in the area together no matter where you're from. It's very inclusive. And our fair pricing allows everyone to have access to the tool, and therefore it pushes us like a standard in the community so that hopefully it makes everyone want to be better and gets rid of the worst parts of the community. And just overall, people have been really appreciative of the app, and we're just happy that we can help people with their cars.
All right. So our revenue model. Miata Fitment generates a revenue through two primary channels: product sales and subscription software. On the product side, we sell both used and imported wheels through our marketplace. We're projecting 500 wheel sets sold in year one at an average sale price of $1,500 per set. Of those, we expect about 25 sets to go through our rebuild and refurnishing service, creating high margin value. Wheels are sold at 95% of cost to cost market value, which gives customers a strong incentive to buy while still leaving us with profitable margins, especially when we manage sourcing. The pricing strategy also helps us move inventory faster and build user loyalty. On the software side, we offer a $4.99 month.
That's 3 minutes.
$4.99 per month premium subscription for advanced visualizer features to include car model customization and suspension physics. Based on current user interest, we're targeting a 5% conversion rate for paid subscriptions, generating around $150K in year one alone. Together, this dual model allows us to maximize both purchasing value through parts and recurring revenue from engaged users who want our premium services. Not only are we giving users the tools to design their perfect setup, but also the platform to bring it to life. And so our financial projections for the 5 years, Miata Fitment is designed to scale smart and profitably. In year one, we're projecting $900K in revenue with around $200K in gross profit. We do expect a small net loss of $28,000 as we invest foundational development, content, and early consumer growth. By year two, we break even, begin generating real profit with margins increasing as our user base and product offerings expand. Fast forward to year 5, we project our 9 websites to generate $2.67 million in revenue and over $860,000 in net income. Our retained cash climbs to over $649,000, giving us the ability to invest in physical inventory, team growth, and strategic expansion. To bring Miata Fitment to life at scale, we're seeking a minimum of $300,000 with an ideal target of $500,000 funded through angel investment, facilitated by our advisor, April Needham. These funds will go directly towards scaling core infrastructure, a warehouse for real intake, rebuild and storage, website development and maintenance, especially as we expand to other car models. Salaries for the 2 founders, one part-time content creator, and marketing push on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Our long-term vision includes reinvesting 50% of our profits back into the business, driving development features, consumer growth, and staffing quality of life. The remaining 50% will be held in reserve to purchase new wheel inventory around year 5, giving us full control of the supply chain and expanding our marketplace position. We've seen firsthand what having cash on hand does for a company through Anthony's time at SEL. We want to uphold a similar philosophy. And if we don't hit our funding goal, we're prepared to bootstrap with $10,000, a very lean launch this summer using our own capital. We've already self-funded 3D modeling and building our social presence. Bottom line, we've been bootstrapping and bringing this vision to life since day one. We didn't just build a product, we solved a real problem in a real community we're already a part of. We're not testing idea, we've already validated demand, and now we're ready to scale. So while everyone else is waiting at the green light, we've already a quarter mile down the road. We're just asking for the extra fuel to go the full mile. And with your support, we won't just win, we'll take over the wheel market. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions?
Excellent. You had 4 seconds left.
Yeah.
Great job. All right, let's open it up for Q&A.
I'll start. This is Pat Murphy. First of all, guys, great presentation. Thank you for all you've done to prepare for this. So, recognizing that starting a new company, when you have a new vision like this, there's lots of ideas and goals, long-term goals that you have, but that you have to, start where you are and work towards your ultimate goal in phases. I'm looking at your two primary revenue streams, one being, and the primary one being selling product, wheels and tires. The other being providing your technology, and hopefully through subscriptions sales. Have you given any thought to the challenges of scaling the physical equipment sales based on the diversification and the geographic distribution of your visitors and your target audience, and consider focusing more on monetizing your technology as a first major milestone?
We have, yeah. So what makes our model work is that a lot of the wheels that are popular come straight from Japan. So we're able to bid on them on Yahoo Auctions, the big website, and we can ship from Japan to the customers. And at least to get a set into the United States, it's no more than $300. So the shipping is not crazy. Normally I paid $200. That's normally what I pay in the past. So the amount of wheels that we get in hand are limited. And we've gone back and forth of just going, oh, maybe we just do software, but we really want this entire market. And it's in that, the buying the wheels is important to a lot of our users. When we surveyed,
if I may, sorry to interject, but I want to just get to the next question. If I may, the question was about the strategy of focusing on selling your technology first and getting that proven in the marketplace and capturing your market because of the ease and use of your site and your tools as a way of getting to their business of buying physical product, because there's lots of challenges, logistic and otherwise, with selling and acquiring and warehousing and selling and shipping physical product. So your primary focus remains on selling wheels and tires then, as far as revenue development.
Heard. But you're totally right that subscription does generate us a lot more, or in theory generates us a lot more money. And the reason why are you asking why we just don't do a subscription first?
Well, yes, it's a way of capturing audience, but also it's much higher margin, I assume, than selling product. But go ahead.
The idea is that we want a funnel. We want someone to be like, hey, I want to buy a set of wheels, to finally getting their wheels mounted on the car. And we want to be like that entire middleman. We don't want someone to have to go somewhere else.
Okay. We can move to the next questioner. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go. First, I think that you guys leveraging your advisors will be and it already has been a really big strength for you. So kudos on reaching out to people that can support your business. I also really appreciated explaining the jargon throughout your presentation for people that may not be as familiar with the terms. But most of all, coming from the digital IP space, I like that you addressed the patents and licensable tech. I think that's really important, and something that new businesses don't think about is brand protection. So way to go on that. The one question I have is your 20% growth. What drives 20%, or how do you justify the 20% growth?
Yeah, totally. So first thing, the IPs and the patents, April Needham, she's been great. So you're spot on with the advisors being important. What drives 20% is I've previously worked in the social media space forever, and I've done projects with merch. I've done projects with a lot of Minecraft stuff. So a lot of people getting people on Minecraft servers, and I think a 20% growth rate is very doable, and it almost seems light. So for example, 50,000 people in year one is easy. I have they're not listed, but I have a lot of friends in this space still, and that's a very easy number. And 20% on that is 60,000 people, which is very easy. And I think that the content that we put out will drive people to the website. I just really believe that a 20% growth is straightforward with my social media background. I think it'd be different if you didn't have the social media background and you're relying on something like Facebook ads completely, which we can do. But yeah, I think it's just my experience in the space doing things not exactly the same, but similar enough to where I'm like, okay, that checks out.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, do you mind taking down the slide so we can see a little clear?
Oh, well, just there you go.
No. Fantastic. Hey, wonderful presentation. Question for you on the refurbishment side.
Sure.
Do you see that as a revenue builder, or will it be a time suck? I mean, will you be able to make that profitable from a shipping, a storage, and a labor side of the equation?
Yeah, it's relatively straightforward. It's just it requires some tools which you already have and just some knowledge, which I mean we've done it before. It's just more so to build an entire ecosystem around it. That's why it's important. I think rebuilding a set of wheels would take you, depending what you need, anywhere between 5 and 10 hours, if depending on how crazy you want to go. So it's not like a massive time sink, and we do make a lot of money on them. I just don't think we will sell as many of them. I have a buddy who rebuilds wheels, and he does about 4 a month. So I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure we could scale it to more. I just don't think it's as popular. But yeah, it's a big time sink. It's not maybe if you're doing like a dollar cost average of your time, maybe it's not the best thing to do. But similar to why we want to sell wheels in the first place is we just want the entire ecosystem. Like we want everything, and everything's like open to be taken. We just want to like take it,
Thank you.
I have a question real quick. Great presentation. I am I don't know anything about cars, so you did a great job explaining things throughout the presentation and your business plan. And my question was around using a wrong suspension, a wrong set of wheels in a car. Is there a safety risk with that? I know costs and stuff, but you can kind of use it two ways. Of it can impact your problem statement if there is a safety risk to people having wheels that don't fit.
Yeah, so there would definitely be a safety risk with using the wrong parts when it comes to suspension or even just wheel fitment. It's going to decrease your traction. So taking corners, will be a lot more riskier, even hazardous to do so. So ensuring that you have the right fitment and you're getting enough traction, you're able to take corners at a safe speed. So yeah, there's a big safety risk, especially going along with that. And stepping away from the driving aspect of it, just the actual installation of wrong parts could just damage the mechanical integrity of a vehicle itself.
Yeah, I would highly recommend including that in the problem statement. It's a great way to get it really strengthens your problem statement if you can kind of include that just as a kind of selling point as well.
Okay, a follow-on question to Mike's point about the refurbishing and generally providing those aftermarket services that you're so passionate about. So when you're looking to scale a niche market services like this, particularly something that draws a broad geographic crowd, scaling operationally and supporting those sort of hands-on services, that's very local, right? But your client base is very dispersed and geographically dispersed. How do you see maintaining that as a primary revenue generator when you're limited with staff, first of all, in terms of people to do that kind of work? Seems like very intense work, but also just the logistics of that and serving customers that are so broadly dispersed.
Yeah, so I think it's important I think it's actually surprising, but it's really important to know that, first of all, included in our price, and that shipping wheels is actually not that expensive. You would think, but Miata wheels are 15 inches, so it's like a pizza, right? So
yeah, sorry, I'm not talking about shipping wheels remotely. I'm talking about you doing physical refurbishing work that takes hands-on laborers, yourselves and perhaps others, and the challenge of that when your customers are so far stretched, dispersed geographically.
And let me know if this answers your question, because I think I understand what you're saying, but I might not. So the wheels would come to us, and then we would refurbish them, and then we'd send them wherever in the world they're going. So
Okay,
we're
I
not
see.
like
So you're
going
shipping
to-
them. You're bringing the wheels in. The people don't have to come to you. You're shipping the product. Okay.
And it works.
All right. And actually, sorry to interrupt, but we have hit our time. Thank you, Anthony and Antonio. We appreciate your presentation. And judges, you can go ahead and submit your scores. And you guys can jump off the call now. Thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you guys everything for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.